Okay, hello everybody. Just to discuss a topic about the use of IoT in solar cell technology, to look at the cybersecurity issues and implications of IoT in terms of how do we use it in solar cell technology. So basically, it is to examine how do we utilize the development of Internet of Things into solar technology. As we are all aware, at the moment, most industry is trying to turn into green industry. So one way of doing that is by making sure that we rely on solar power. And one way of doing that is to how do you incorporate IoT in terms of how do you make it more efficient and easier. But at the same time, IoT can provide many things in terms of trying to enhance the technology, either in terms of efficiency, reliability, and safety of the system as a whole. But at the same time, it might create some other possibilities of challenges in terms of cyber attacks. We look at a bit of introduction about the solar technology and use of IoT. And then we look at the issue of how IoT can be applied into solar technology. Then we look at some of the potential cybersecurity implications in reference to applying IoT into solar cell technology. And then we look at how do we solve that issue, mitigate the problem as time goes by. And that's just only a guideline. It might cover a lot of other areas, but the keynote speak is just trying to highlight just few ideas, some implications on what this really might look like, and how do we go about trying to make sure that everything is secure in the future in terms of how they prepare deploying large solar cells or solar farms in the community while protecting from potential risk of being hijacked by hackers or other government entities. Solar IoT, solar technology, as I said earlier on, can have a lot of benefits. It can increase efficiency instead of you going down to the solar farm to check what's going on. If you link it to IoT technology, you can remotely monitor if the solar panels is producing enough energy and which might need to have some maintenance. You can understand what's the failure rate of solar powers in the solar farm. So that level of efficiency can be increased, and as well as introduce some issue of reliability at the same time. It also increases some safety considerations in terms of following through all the solar farm and solar cells one by one might create some hazards or might create some personal issues involved. But pinpointing where that point is will make it easier for the engineers to be able to easily maintain and improve what's going on as time goes by. So in that case, use of that IoT can easily make things more reliable and can improve connectivity as well. Some of the benefit of that includes not only about reliability, but in terms of we can evolve in terms of how do we aggregate solar farms, or how do we switch up some solar cells that will allow them to be more productive as time goes by. We can also look at how do we control the entire solar farm remotely in terms of positioning the solar panels or in the solar farm to change automatically based on the current direction or based on the current flow of light source as time goes by. So there are many more rooms for to play around to make sure that things have gone correctly as they should be. So IoT will enhance the efficiency as the earlier on. So we should be able to maintain and see how efficient our solar farm is. Not only during the production side, even during the development cycle. If the infrastructure is hooked into IoT devices, it can easily be manipulated or configured to make sure that even the production line is more efficient as time goes by, which can give result to reliability and safety of solar energy system. So that way, it will help you enhance as time goes by. There are four main ways in which IoT can impact solar cells. One, in terms of monitoring and maintenance. So you can use IoT devices to be able to help you in monitoring the productivity and life cycle of solar farms or solar cells, as well as detect how to provide efficient maintenance. So you can regulate on automating cleanup of the solar farm, that's the solar panels themselves, to make them more productive based on the energy consumption. So IoT will enable the system to monitor to see what's going on in real life situation and see how can that be as time goes by. And the other hand, it will also improve in terms of energy management. So you can easily ask the engineers to manage the energy properly in terms of where do you deploy it and how do you deploy the energy across the sector as time goes by. It can be used to maintain safety and security. So basically, you should be able to make it easier to maintain the safety of the employee or the people in the system, ensure the entire system is secure against all the attack that goes by. It can also provide you real-time data analysis, whereby you're able to analyze data in a real-life situation to make sure that everything is gone as it should have been smoothly. Some of the cybersecurity implications that you might consider about is something like data privacy. So how is it possible, or what implications of an attacker being able to tap into the data source that you have been storing into your system? The IoT devices are more common to attack malware attacks, whereby if one device is compromised, the entire system will be compromised as time goes by. That will lead to data service attacks and other attacks as time goes by to make sure that things are looking they should be. How do you mitigate that? Well, mitigating cybersecurity risks involves developing a system that is from the beginning. So you have to have security from design perspective as a bolt-on, add-on, but security by design. So some of these devices need to make sure that they have proper encryption systems, they have proper access control as time goes by. They are not be able to, or they are protected from intra-digital systems. And also you should need to do regular security assessment to check how can that be. So basically try to attack the system first before you're being attacked. The most important thing is for the user awareness training. So the people that are in control of the system should be aware of what is going on and how they should be able to make sure that everything is done as it should be as time goes by. It has to be done in a proper way. make sure that everything is done in a proper way as time goes by. So to conclude, IoT can create a lot of benefit to the solar systems technology. It can make things more efficient for us. It can make it more secure in terms of security, physical security. It can improve efficiency of what's going on. But for that to be properly adapted to utilize, we have to be able to consider some of the cybersecurity implications of solar cells. Because IoT devices, by nature, they are more prone to cyber attacks, or they are more prone to attacks as time goes by, because they are all linked to the internet. They create more vector of attack as time goes by. So that is an issue for you to consider. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have learned something from that. If you have any questions, please do feel free. Get in touch with me. And I will be able to answer questions as soon as I can. Thank you very much and have a nice evening.